Right, having considered the current state of play then in the race for the Champions League, let's get into the impact that the opening of the transfer window could have. And joining us to do exactly that, it's our football correspondent, David Ornstein. David, you love January, don't you? You're always a busy man around this time of year. And the name on everyone's lips, it seems, is Joao Felix. There's an article on The Athletic that people can go and read that you've contributed to with Dermot Corrigan. But how likely is this that we could see him arriving in the Premier League this month?
Yeah, there's a good chance, Ian, because he's available for transfer via Atletico Madrid. And by that, we think a loan, because he signed for them for such expense and there's still a long time left on his contract that nobody's going to pay the sort of transfer fee that Atletico Madrid would want for a permanent deal. Although never say never with these things. It's a loan that is being offered by Atletico via Jorge Mendes, his agent, and the interest is being garnered. And the most interested parties so far, unsurprisingly, come from the Premier League. I heard early on, actually, while we were still at the World Cup in Doha, that Paris Saint-Germain may be in the mix as well. But you speak to people... enough. No, well, there you go. So it's an embarrassment of riches there. And the more people you speak to, it becomes quite clear that although many clubs would be interested in a player of this quality, as things stand, it's Arsenal and Manchester United, or Manchester United and Arsenal. I'm not giving any order there to get people too excited, who are showing the most concrete interest, and that they have expressed that to Atletico Madrid. But the problem is the finances involved, because he is worth so much on the books of Atletico Madrid that they're going to seek to recoup a heavy amount of that. They want a 15 million euros loan fee, plus his salary for 6 months, which is thought to be 6 million euros gross. So a 21 million euros package as things stand. Now, the likes of Manchester United and Arsenal are believed to be willing to pay less than half of that as things stand for the total package. Less than half of that for the loan fee, and then the salary in addition. And that means there's a chasm, and that will need to be breached if he is going to be joining one of those clubs, or probably any. And that means Atletico Madrid are going to have to come down, or his suitors are going to have to come up. Maybe they would come up a little bit, but Atletico will need to come down significantly. I got a feeling that Jorge Mendes is going to try and work his magic. The month is only just getting started. There's a long way to go, many talks and negotiations to be had. And it's a deal I could see happening because he's an attacker who, one, is high quality, two, is versatile, can play along the front line, and has shown himself to be of high level at club and international stage, and three, he's available, and he's these clubs need those positions. You know, in the case of Manchester United, they want a striker as their priority for this window, but because of the sale process, they're only in the market for loans. Arsenal have an injury to Gabriel Jesus, and also if the likes of Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Martinelli were to be injured, they'd be thin in those attacking positions as they try and push on for the league title with their dominant position in the Premier League table. Manchester United pushing for a top four finish themselves. And so somebody like Joao Felix is always going to be considered. Chelsea, a team who have been mentioned a lot, I don't think they're one of the front runners, but again, they're considering that part of the field. And so Joao Felix is a name that we're starting off the year by talking about, and I suspect it will be bandied around for quite a lot longer.
Yeah, it's only the 2nd of January, isn't it? So we've got quite a while to go yet on this one, I think. Carl, in terms of adding Joao Felix to the mix, it's a question that relates to Manchester United, but also Arsenal. Both teams at the moment seem to have found something. Certainly Arsenal have found the right blend, a harmony, a togetherness. Mikel Arteta has got them playing exactly how he wants, it seems. Eric Ten Hag, maybe less so, but heading in the right direction. Dropping a Felix bomb into the middle of that, how does that go for either team?
I'm not sure if it's a Felix bomb so much as a decent-sized pebble. He's an exceptional football player, one who the tactical fit of him at Atletico Madrid was always questioned. Felix was regarded by many as being a fantastic on-the-ball creator and someone you could run an entire attack through. if you weren't the best football team, and if you put him in a very good football team, he could be a fantastic garnish. At this Atletico Madrid team, he's sort of become, they say master the dark arts, but there have been times where he's playing for Atletico Madrid and he's been playing essentially left wing back because of the way Diego Simeone wants to play, and because so much of Atletico Madrid involves defensive movement and off the ball solidity. We still don't know the best version of Joao Felix because I don't think he's been put in the best club or the best platform to succeed. There's still question marks over what his best position is. He spent, I think, say like 70% of last season up front, and a little bit as a number 10, but there's still question marks as to whether it can go on the right-hand side or whatnot. So he's good, and there's so much potential to him that's still yet to be unlocked. David, can I ask, do you know if any potential loan deal would have an option to make permanent?
So the option hasn't been mentioned to me, and that's why the clubs who are interested are so keen to pay such a lower fee than Atletico are proposing, because if you don't win anything at the end of it, then it's really just money spent on a player to help you fulfill your aims for the next 6 months. And a 21 million euro package feels extortionate for just 6 months. Whether a loan option or obligation comes into play at some point, let's see how the window develops. I'd be surprised given the investment that Atletico placed in him. Or if there is an option, it's probably too high for the clubs who are looking at him. Manchester United aren't looking at permanent deals at the moment. Arsenal have Gabriel Jesus to come back, and I'm not sure if Joao Felix would be part of their wider plan, although a number of people have mentioned this could be like a bit of a Martin Odegaard deal where you sort of help revive his career and he goes on to prove a great success. But yeah, it's just being looked at, from what I hear, as a loan deal for now. And of course, there are reasons to join both clubs if you're him, or influences, you could say. There's a bit of a Portuguese contingent still post Ronaldo at Manchester United in terms of Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot. At Arsenal, you've got Fabio Vieira. You've got his former Atletico Madrid teammate Thomas Partey, and you've got two teams who appear to be on the up. But yeah, I feel it would, or from what I hear, it would just be a loan deal, and with Arsenal looking and being backed by their ownership to press on for the title, that may be this sort of garnish that you're talking about. And Manchester United, they're moving in a positive direction, but there is a feeling, and Erik ten Hag surely harbours this, that they can't only rely on the attacking resources they've got at the moment if they want to fulfill those ambitions between now and the end of the season.